Boosting technique. How boosting technique works. Weights are assigned to each training tuple. A series of K classifiers is iteratively learned. After a classifier MI is learned, the weights are updated to allow the subsequent classifier. I'll just explain with a simple example. Let us consider we take a data set. So let me consider this is a data set D. These are all records. These are all records. We create all base learners. I already said in bagging technique, we are going to create multiple models, base learners. So let me consider first base learner. Sequentially, so first of all, initially some of the records from data set D will get passed to the particular base learner 1. And this base learner be any model, that may be a decision tree or that may be any model we can consider. But at present, I am taking just like a base learner. We can use any type of base learner model here. So once base learner 1 is trained, after training, what we do, we pass all the records. We pass all the records of dataset D and we'll see how this particular base learner 1 model has basically performed. Now suppose consider like some model, some records. Let us consider some records were incorrectly classified. What will happen now? The next model, base learner 2. The next model which is created sequentially, only these incorrect classified records are passed to base learner 2 or are passed to the next model, which is basically created sequentially, and I'm naming that as base learner 2. So when this particular records passed to base learner 2, that means most of this particular record will get trained with this base learner 2. And then simultaneously, this base learner 2 gives some more records incorrectly. Let me consider these 3 records are incorrectly classified. Then those are passed to next base learner, that is considering like base learner 3. So these are passed to base learner 3. This will get continued unless we specify the count of base learners. This is how boosting technique works. AdaBoost. AdaBoost is a little bit different, that is weights are assigned over here, which is same like boosting technique. It is a type of boosting technique, but the main thing is what? It is little bit different, that it has weights. So here given a data set of D, let us consider one example here. The data set classified class label tuples are x1, y1, xd till xd and y. So x1 is data, y1 is weight. So we'll see with an example. Let us consider one example. Suppose we have features like F1, F2, F3, and one output. Suppose we have 7 records here. Let me consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let us consider there are 7 records. In the first step, what will happen? First step, consider the first step. What we are doing in the first step. All records will get some sample weights. So I'm going to create another column which is called as sample weight. Initially, in order to assign sample weight, the formula basically is applied is weight is equal to 1 by n. What is n here? N is number of records we have. How many records we have? We have 7 records. So the sample weight will become 1 by 7 for all the records. Basically, initially we are just considering as 1 by 7 as a weight, sample weight for all the 7 records. So in step 2, what we are doing? In step 2, we create second step. In second step, we create first base learner, which we need to create sequentially. So our first base learner will be created with the help of decision tree. Here I'm considering as a decision tree model. So in AdaBoost, over here, all the base learners are decision trees. Here, what a decision tree? Decision tree means what? Decision tree are created only very in depth. If we create a decision tree in depth, we have 2 properties. One is low bias and high variance. That you will understand in random forest method. I will explain there what is this. So here in AdaBoost, we consider only one depth. We consider not complete in-depth of data decision tree. We select only one depth, that is only one depth. So this decision tree are basically called as stumps. We call them as stumps. Whenever we consider a decision tree having one depth with 2 leaves, or it may be having many number of leaf nodes, but the depth is only one depth, or basically called as stumps. A decision tree with one depth having n number of leaves or any 2 leaves, that we call it as a stump. We consider here F1 as one stump. F1 as one stump. And we create one more stump for F2. Similarly, for F3, one more stump. For this particular stump, we have to first select one decision tree base learner model. And how do we select that? We have 2 properties called entropy. By using entropy or by using Gini coefficient, we can use any of them, either entropy or Gini coefficient. If the entropy is less for F1, particularly this stump, then we basically going to select this particular tree as my base learner model for the first sequential base learner model itself. So this is the first decision tree model. Why? Because the F1 contains entropy less. Similarly, we have to find out entropy for all the stumps. Whichever is having lesser one, we have to select the sequential base learner. Suppose F2 has less compared to F3, so this will become decision tree 2. This will become decision tree 3. So the base learners are selected in such way by considering entropy or Gini coefficient, any one of them.